don't count on eggs that hasn't hatched. Y'all know I'm from the South, so I know all kinds of little phrases that I've been raised up on that makes me go to. So I'm sorry about that one, but you want to make sure that you have the money available. Don't count on money that you're looking to earn in the future. Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind Hey HR. Guys, I am so ready to tell you guys when you should hire your first talent. I always say talent. That's just my go-to word. I'm a talent acquisition specialist full-time. I've worked in HR for 10 years, up to HR director, HR consultant, and that's just the word that we use in the HR world. But when I say talent, I only mean your first employee, your new hire, your team member, your whatever you want to call this person. And this is a difficult thing to decide because there's so many different factors with hiring someone, particularly for yourself. It seems so easy when you were an employee, or if you are an employee and you see you got a new team member or what have you. But when you're doing it for yourself, now you realize that there are a lot of factors that go into hiring your first new hire, your first employee. And I know that as an entrepreneur, a small business owner, there's so many different new things that you're learning. Don't forget that, I'm a bit of an entrepreneur myself. Though I still work full time, I run Hey HR all by myself with my website, all of the products that I offer, the services that I offer, as well as my YouTube channel and my social media platforms. And so I completely get it when you're like,
Tamika, I'm tired. I need help.
but then there are so many jitters, like so many things that you're wondering about. Should I hold off on this? Should I hold off on that? Listen, I am here to tell you when is the good time to start hiring for your very first time, or just to start adding to your team. So if you guys want to know about that, then you definitely want to keep watching. So the first question you want to kind of ask yourself or think about is, do you have non-paid help? Do you have that husband, wife, sister, brother, cousin, girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you, that is helping you and you're not paying them? What are some of the things that they're saying? Because that's where you first need to dive into. Do you have friends, coworkers, whomever who's helping you, who's not an employee, who's not being paid from you on a regular basis, or who you pay here and there because you want their help on a consistent basis? Are they overwhelmed with their help and what they're helping you to get done, to accomplish? Do you still feel overwhelmed? Well, what tasks are they doing? What task is easy for them? Which tasks are hard for them? Which ones are taking them a short amount of time? Which ones are taking them a long amount of time? You want to analyze that to death, because it can definitely tell you if you need a full-time person, what type of job they should be doing. Is it a part-time person? What areas should you expect to kind of hear from that person? You want to pay attention to what's going on. And if you don't know, then you definitely want to reach out to that person and ask them for these details. Sit down and have a conversation with them to find out how is the work going for them. Not when you both are just venting.
Oh my God, we had so much to do today and we exhausted. Da, da, da.
No. You want to sit down and have a legit face-to-face, like, hey, listen, I'm really thinking about hiring some new help around here. This isn't going to replace you. And if you want to be replaced, then this could replace you. And I really need your help to make sure that I find the right person. So you want to look at how often are they working? Are they doing repetitive tasks? If these tasks are repetitive, is there a system that you could be using instead of them? Or do you need to hire a full brand new person to do this task? Are they given any creative sides of things that you're maybe a little bit leery about giving to someone you absolutely don't know, or someone who doesn't meet the skill set that you're really looking for? You want to definitely look at your non-paid help and see what the workload is like. So start there. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to track your activity. When you're having your CEO days, do you feel confident that you're getting all of your CEO tasks done? Is it taking you a full day? Is it a half day? What things are included in that day? Is it really a CEO task, or is it something that you just don't trust this other person, or you don't have anyone else to do? So you definitely want to look at your task first. Then you want to compare those tasks. Are you working on your business? Or are you working in your business? So the things on when you're working in your business, those are things you want to hire some help for. But if you're working on your business, those are things you're going to continue to do. And so you definitely want to do a comparison of those two things. When I say in, are you doing just checking emails and sending out receipts or sending out invoices? But if you're working on your business, are you visualizing where your company could be? Are you looking at analytics to try to improve your progress and your outreach as well as your new business? Are you looking at new launch dates? Are you looking at new projects you could be doing? So definitely compare if you're working in your business or on your business. Now, the biggest issue that I have for myself is on those CEO days or on the times when you're getting things done, how many tasks are you leaving undone? How long have they been undone? Like, are you constantly pushing things to another day? Is it because that day is too overwhelming, or you just don't have the energy to do it because you've been so busy working in your business that now working on your business is just too exhausting? So kind of pay attention to that. Because I roll tasks over on a regular basis on my business. And that's an area where you can say, you know what, I don't want to roll these tasks over. I'll never meet my goals. I'll never meet my targets. I'll never meet my dates if I keep pushing things on. So you want to analyze that as well. That's super duper important. Now, the final thing that you want to do is you definitely want to look at getting some help through all of these different apps and contractor sites or what have you. So you have like Fiverr and Upwork. Those are two of the most common ones. You can get someone hired and you can negotiate a price, or you can see what prices they're charging differently, but get them to do things on a regular basis. And what you want to do is analyze that work. So over time, you want to look, with me getting all of these outside contractors to do this work for me, am I noticing that my contractor bill is getting bigger or smaller? Are they meeting my deadlines the same way that I anticipate that they would, or am I constantly being held off on things? Is it a whole bunch of back and forth because I really don't have systems in place, or I really didn't think as deep into it as I should? And lastly, are you doing any of the tasks that these contractors should be doing so that you can meet your own deadlines? Definitely do a good analysis of that. If that's working for you, that's the best place to hire people to work for you. I wouldn't take on hiring someone for the very first time if I don't know for sure that I already have that money available. Don't count on eggs that hasn't hatched. Y'all know I'm from the South, so I know all kinds of little phrases that I've been raised up on that makes me go to. So I'm sorry about that one, but you want to make sure that you have the money available. Don't count on money that you're looking to earn in the future. And so I definitely would start with contractor work and use them as long as I can. Definitely analyzing the tasks that I'm giving them, analyzing the dates that I'm expecting them done, analyzing the quality of the work, analyzing if I'm using multiple contractors or the same person over and over. Is it the same type of work? You want to use that as long as you can. I would definitely use that before hiring someone. Now, I've talked all about hiring your first talent, right? So I told you some things that I definitely want you to do, 3 big steps that you should do when you're hiring your first talent. So we already talked about evaluating your non-paid help. We already talked about tracking your activity. And we already talked about using contractors through sites like Fiverr and Upwork, right? So now what I want to do is tell you guys about growing your team. Maybe you already have a few members and you want to know, how can I grow my team to another level? So one thing you definitely want to do is get feedback from your current employees. Are they feeling overworked? What are some of the things that they feel are redundant? What are some of the things that they are having headaches with? Are you not communicating with them as often? Maybe more communication can make their work life a little bit easier. Are there some things that you just haven't fulfilled yet that is really making their job difficult? So get feedback from them. See what type of work they're doing. See how they're doing that work. See where they feel like you should get help, because they're doing the work every day, all day. So they can definitely tell you some areas where you may be falling short. Do not discredit your employees. I mean, even if you have, someone that's coming to clean up every day, what are the difficult areas that they're cleaning? What are some of the areas that they're finding a whole lot of things that employees throughout the day haven't done? Analyze that to pieces, because at the end of the day, this is going to help you really, really get an idea of where you can fill the gap, not only for yourself, but get a good return on your investment, because now you could be getting more things done, or you could be addressing more areas that just haven't been addressed. And the next thing you want to do is you want to compare your employee costs. Are you paying a lot for extra expenses? Is it all salary? Are you looking at giving, or have been giving, a lot of paid time off? Have you had any injuries that's cost you extra money, workers' comp injuries or what have you? Have you had anyone that has just needed extra benefits, or if you're not offering benefits, are there different things that they've been asking for that you could possibly offer in some way or another. So I would compare all of my employee expenses to see, what does it look like for me to have employees? What does it look like for me to grow the team? What are these expenses looking like? Is it something I can couple in and make it a less cost because now I'm giving everyone the same thing? Is it something that I'm having varied all over the place? So definitely look at that as well. Now, before growing your team, you definitely want to review your employee handbook and your standard operating procedures, your SOPs. You want to have your employees involved in that evaluation of your SOPs because they're literally doing the task every day. I probably would just sit down and read through it myself because there are a lot of areas that have changed. I would let employees literally do some edits by themselves and then go back and do it myself, or sit down and have a conversation with them after the edits if things seem a bit confusing. And so if you're like, Tamika, what are SOPs? I talked about this in full detail on my presentation with Earn on Demand when we talked about hiring your first talent. So definitely check out that video. It's in my entrepreneur playlist on my channel, so you can check out that whole playlist. That video is long. It was a presentation. Be ready to take some screenshots, but it was a very fruitful one. So we talked all about employee handbooks, SOPs, things of that nature, and that's going to be important when evaluating your team members, and that's a good way to make sure that you're bringing them on in the right light. And while you're evaluating your standard operating procedures and your employee handbooks, definitely evaluate your training resources as well, because training can change so often. And you want to see, can I make it more efficient? Can I make it shorter? Is it too long? Is it not detailed enough? Did I add enough resources with it? Definitely evaluate those as well. Now, last but not least, as you grow your team, you definitely want to include your current team members in the selection process. So if they're going to be working together on a regular basis, then it's good that they just at least meet this person. Let them ask a few questions. Let them get a vibe for this person, and let them do it alone. Don't hover over them, and get their feedback on what they think. They're not literally interviewing them, or you don't have to have them literally interview them. Interviewing them is a good thing to do, but if you don't feel confident in your team members that they would do a great evaluation, then just let them sit there and have a natural conversation and see what you get out of it. It's always really good to include them, because now your current employees feel valued, and you give the incoming employees an idea to see what their team members may be like. So guys, I am just thrilled that I'm doing this series, and I hope that you guys are finding value in it. If you're finding value in this video, then definitely hit the like button. If you're finding value in this series, then definitely watch the whole thing and get on my email list, because if you're on my email list, you can know which videos are coming up next. You can actually send me emails to say which videos you like me to do, or you can definitely just put it in the comments below. But I do have a link there so that you can join my email list. I will have tons of resources available for you that will be available on my website, and you can be the first to know about them if you're on my email list, and get some great discounts as well. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning. If you're new here, then I hope that you join the family and hit the subscribe button. But at the end of the day, I just cannot wait to see you guys on the next video.